Hello, my name is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, here to provide an update for March 5th, 2021, where I will be talking about a letter to the editor regarding the World War II Pacific Veterans Project. This is an ongoing effort by a family to identify and learn more about pictures taken by their father, a veteran, during wartime in the Hawaiian Islands. The letter to the editor appeared in Wednesday's edition on our opinions page with the headline, "Family Seeks Help with World War II Photos," detailing the efforts of the Perkins family. The patriarch, Richard Perkins, was stationed in Hawaii right after the attack on Pearl Harbor, which precipitated America's entry into World War II, the start of our fighting. And I talked about the fact how after the war, and as he established his family, he didn't talk a lot about his experiences. And after his death in 2014, the family going through his possessions found all these rolls of undeveloped, previously unpublished photos, which turned out to contain just hundreds and hundreds of photos. Trying to figure out what they wanted to do with them, the family, Alice and Dana Perkins, decided that they wanted to identify these pictures, put them out there, trying to figure out if people recognized anyone. And that's part of what reaching out to the Rocket Miner was about. We were happy to help spread the word. They've worked with historians, museums, social media groups. Right now, there is a website called www.pacificveteransproject.org where you can see a lot of the pictures. Many of them are just tightly cropped, just kind of focusing on the pictures. But I just wanted to kind of share just a little bit of some of the wider images that were actually shared with us. I mean, it's life on and off the base. Sometimes it's in community. Sometimes they're having a bit more fun than others. There are times when it's where it's obvious that they're on duty. Sometimes it's obvious that they're off duty. Sometimes it's pictures of those in the Army, Marines, or Navy, or also civilians. It's just kind of a slice of life and kind of one of the more monumental portions in American history. I had the chance to talk with Dana Perkins a week ago, and he talked about how they've seen some success and actually been quite surprised with what they've had. Like in some cases, there were pictures of USO performers who were there to perk up the troops, and sometimes the family members recognize that, oh, that was my mother there. Or he said that his father took more than a few pictures of native dancers, and so in some cases they were able to go, oh, I know, that's my relative doing the hula dance. And our family, it was impressed within me, or it's something that I've learned since learned as an African proverb, which is, when an old man dies, a library burns to the ground. We're surrounded by people with some truly exceptional stories, and sometimes there's understandable reasons why they're not sharing them, and sometimes it's because they haven't been asked. And anyone you're around, you have a limited amount of time to hear those stories, and they may choose not to tell you, or they may choose just to wait a little bit to get to know you, or for them to be more comfortable. But I just remind people that to keep in mind the preciousness and the limited window that we sometimes have to get out these stories. There are some great journalers out there, or we are blessed to have some talented authors in our own community. You can either reach out to the local museums or library to get some of the good examples of people who have done their best to preserve our local history. But honestly, some of the ones that I find most fascinating are the ones that are just shared around a kitchen table. told direct from the one who experienced it, to listeners who hopefully will get the chance to pass it on one day. The Perkins express how they wish they would have had the chance to learn more about these stories then, but just because they missed their best chance, they're not giving up. They're still doing what they can do to connect people, and there are people who are learning even more about their own family history thanks to this individual family's efforts. And whether people want to reach out and be part of the World War II Pacific Veterans Project, or just do something similar with their own family, just ask about what are some of the stories that you may not be able to hear any other way, unless you're personally asking your loved ones, your close friends, or just some of the interesting people you meet about them. I'd encourage you to do that today. This is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, wishing you a good day and a safe tomorrow. Bye.